Hey there, I'm Daryl from the Jackson Fishing Team, and this video here is how we're going to tie up a brim or sunfish zonker fly for the upcoming Bank Masters Classic that 843 Flies is doing. And if you are on fly tying night, which should be Wednesday, next Wednesday, and today's date is the 17th, so that would be of June. That would be, I don't know, whatever it is, probably a week. So it's like 23rd or 24th of June. It'll be the Wednesday of June here. And their Bankmaster thing is the 27th, so that sounds about right. And 7 o'clock, if you're there, we'll teach you this fly. And if you tie this fly at the fly tying session and are entered into the Bankmaster Classic, if you can manage to catch the biggest fish on this fly, I will award you a box of flies, 5 redfish flies or saltwater flies for our area, and what a great prize, along with some other great prizes that 843 is handing out. Anyway, let's take a look at this fly and get time. All right, this here's the brim or bluegill or sunfish zonker fly that I'll show you how I tied. And you know, these are the pictorial fins on it, using a little rubber, so it's got some stuff going on. So we'll go ahead and take it out of the hook, and we'll explain the materials as we go along. The hook I'm going to use is a Kona Universal Strong Streamer hook in a size 1. This is a really strong hook and sharp. Maybe it'll catch those pond bass that you're fishing for in this thing. For me, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to debarb this. And by the way, you'll have to make sure the picture of this fly is in the picture of the trout that you're, or the trout, I've got trout fishing on my mind, the bass that you caught with it. Make sure the fly's in the photo. And if it happens to win the largest bass, you will get 5 saltwater flies. All right. Next we're going to use is some rabbit zonker strips. Got some here, and those are going to be the Magnum ones that we sell at the shop there, and they're called Tiger Barred strips, the green, brown, and over olive. But before I get on that, getting ahead of myself, I'm going to use some brown olive thread in 140. You can use 210 if you've got that. And we're going to just start the thread back here, and we're going to take it back to where the barb used to be. And take it back to where the barb was. And the next material we're going to tie on is some 20-pound monofilament. We're going to use this as a tail guard, just in case that rabbit zonker might want to twist around your hook and on there. We're gonna this is gonna kind of like prevent it from we're going to try to keep that on top of the hook. The hook on there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a 2-inch section for this hook here. 2 inches. And that's all you're going to need. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of separate that right here. And if you don't have Magnum, you can use a standard. But the Magnum is kind of nice. And we're going to measure this and put a V there. And we're going to tie that right there. And I'll put one just wrap under there to lock that in. And lift it up right here. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pierce with our bodkin a hole through both those pieces. And then I'm going to put my threader through there. Through there. And then I'm going to pull my monofilament, my weed guard, or not the weed guard, the yeah, that didn't quite go right. Hopefully it'll go better on that night of the thing. Yeah, there, I think I'm through that. Both pieces. And broke that. broke that one. Yeah. Try this again. And we'll go ahead and kind of lock this in a little bit, making sure we got it up on top of the hook. And I want that loop to be just a little shorter, just past the bend of the hook. So now we'll just go ahead and secure this in. And we'll go back on itself just to be sure that it doesn't pull that thing out of there, but I don't think it will. Save that piece. That's roughly about 6 inches is really what you need right there. And now what we're going to do, making sure all this is good. Yeah. We're going to use some EP Woolly Critter. You can either do it in olive or olive black like I'm using. And we're just going to secure that to the top and move our thread forward to about there, you know. And then this is just going to be an open spiral wrap. You don't have to go very tight with this in there. In other words, just make sure you're palmering that material back a little bit. And that you probably need about 2 inches of this. This is just the body. Cut that wire off. Oh. Sorry about that. Knocked the camera off the stand. I'm going to take my bodkin and just kind of run through there to remove anything. And those little rubber things there, they're going to create a little motion in the water. And then we're going to take make sure that that was long enough. Next we're going to do is we're going to tie in some, I don't know if you can see that, EP Game Changer eyes. They're 6mm, and I'm using pearl yellow. And these are plastic eyes, weightless. And I'm going to go ahead and, like way back in here, I'm going to tie that in with some cross wraps. And I'm going to kind of peek down here to make sure that those eyes are level. And you can probably see that they're not there. And slide that over so it looks like it's halfway between the shank is halfway in there. Now I'm going to divide that hair again. And I'm going to go ahead and trim that off. Here's my other scissors. And now we're going to use some ciliate legs in barred yellow and gold, or you can use olive, whatever color you want. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to tie 2 in here, and so there's 2 on one side and 2 on the other. These are the pictorial and I'm going to take a pinch of ice stub in hot orange just to put around that collar. It's not going to be much right here. Just dub this on. Next we're going to do is we're going to take quite a bit of the orange dub for the throat. And I'm going to just take about this much right there. And I'm going to kind of pull it apart and stack it, because I'm going to tie this in a little differently. And I want the belly part just about the bulk of it going towards the point. And now I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to take about some olive brown ice dub, about the same amount. And this would be the top of the head, or the head. And again, I'm just going to pull this apart, lining up those fibers. And we're going to do the same thing here. Making sure I've got it staying up on top. And then we're going to fold these over. We're going to give it a whip finish. Trim this off. Then we're going to cut these just past the hook bend. Like I said, they're just the pictorial fins. Don't have to be very long. And now I'm looking for my marker. I'm going to use some green alcohol-based marker. And this is actually forest green. And I'm going to use the big tip. And you're going to want to put 3 to 4. I put 4 up there. Bars. I'm going to use some Soft-Tex adhesive to and I'm going to just kind of like put it right on here, right by the eyes, right on top of the eyes. And then I'm going to put some and then I'm going to use this handy clip to kind of pull those back, making sure my eyes aren't covered. You could use UV resin that's flexible, so it doesn't make the head too hard. And we'll just let that set up and dry, and that fly will be ready to fish. Alright, I hope you found it fun and interesting to make an attempt at tying this fly, and if you're tying with us on Wednesday when this video is released, we will explain it step by step. It's pretty simple, and I hope that you'll use this fly in that Backmasters Classic, and if you manage to catch the biggest bass, you'll get 5 saltwater flies for redfish, speckled sea trout, you know, who knows, whatever you want to fish for. Anyway, alright, I'm Daryl, and I'll check you out on the water someday. Alright.